with a rapidograph pen. I use a rapidograph pen, and when I first, I have to, if I ever get a chance, I did my whole family from old sepia photographs, and at the time I started doing these, Pelican Inks made a ink called Special Brown, and that's how I did all of these in, and then they stopped making the ink. I couldn't find this ink whatsoever, right? Come to find out it had lead in it, and it had to stop making the ink. They were able to reproduce all their colors except that Special Brown. They needed the lead. I mean, I called their headquarters up in Connecticut, and they said, they didn't know what I was talking about. And then finally somebody said, oh yeah, we had to stop making it, you know. So what I've done, I've taken sepia ink and black ink and tried to mix it and trying to get that brown that I could get, but this doesn't work.
So you did a whole series of these?
Oh yeah, I did. I have to show them. I did my whole family, my grandmother, my great-grandmother, and I gave them to the, you know, my mother was, she was made the executive to a great aunt, and when she was taking care of the property, she found this shoebox. In this shoebox, they had all these old photographs, all these old sepia photographs, you know, and it was people my mother didn't even know, but she finally figured out this was a great aunt, her grandfather, her great-grandfather, you know. And so what I did was I asked her, could I have them? And I took them and I started doing portraits of the family, you know. And so I got them home, and I would take them on shows, you know, let people see what can be done with them, you know. But yeah, so this is a continuation. Then I ran out of Special Brown ink. Can't get it anymore, so.
Kind of changed how they looked when
Yeah,
you
yeah,
did them.
it makes a big difference when you, and that ink almost looked like this color right here, like this. And then when you did it, you know, like to get darker areas, it just gave it such a nice look, and it reminded you of that time period, you know. But yeah. And the piece in the window, the two pieces. Oh, I'm sorry. The two pieces in the window. See his sneakers, old Converse sneakers. You can't even find those sneakers, so you know how old that is. When my daughter, when my daughter was a little girl, I used to take her to Orange Park. We're from Orange, New Jersey, and I used to take her to the Orange Park, and that's where the kids would play. And this little kid was on those bars there, and you know what? I snapped that picture of him, and then I lost it, forgot all about it, and. Right after, I remember earlier I said this gentleman told me I need to master all the different mediums. So I wanted, that's the very first watercolor I did.
That's a watercolor, okay.
That's the very first, and you know what, I didn't like it. And I put it away for years. Yeah, so then I rediscovered it. I said, oh man, this is wonderful. I didn't like it, but now it turned out to be very nice.
Oh,
now I like it. I didn't when I first did it.
Yeah, what you've done with the composition
here. Yeah, that's and this one is called the Storyteller, the griot. In Swahili, the griot means the storyteller. And this was a gentleman, the image came from a couple of years ago. I went to Chicago and did a show out in Chicago. And what they do is they have, it's an African-American show, and every day they have these musicians and a holy man come through the village, as they call it, the village, and bless the village for prosperity. And this was one of the gentlemen's, and he allowed me to take that image of him, and I asked him could I use it in a painting, and he said yes. And yeah, so that's what. And then the images in the background of he's telling the story of the hunting and the gathering, and you know, that's at least that's what I was trying to say in there. I hope, you know, people can understand what I'm trying to do. Yeah, yeah.